Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, many motorways. Let's go to Hong Kong for today's daily challenge. No destinations will become circles. No, we shall not hold it. We shall proceed. For none of our destinations will be circles. All of the buildings will be four-sided squares. And, perhaps in honor of that, we have 4 traffic lights. And that's all we get. No! Overruled! Sam is hitting all the buttons today. Good morning, Sam. Samurai Sam was here first. Let's take this red, pop it off that away. You go that. Yes! Yes, we will take that. We'll take a red that goes this way and a red that goes this way. We've got our ferry here in Hong Kong, which basically means that we can't cross any of this nonsense. No bridges shall pass. We can bridge this, no problem. And, well, immediate problem, actually. How the hell do we... I guess we would need a tunnel? A tunnel to do... Oh, God. Oh, that's just truly horrendous. All right, fine. I guess we'll do this. And also this. I hate that. I hate that very much. Why have you done this to me, mini motorways? Here, we'll take a roundabout. I guess the roundabout will make our lives slightly easier. We'll toss a roundabout right here about. Have a northwest spur do that. God. I still hate this. I still absolutely hate this, but I think it's the best we're gonna do. Hopefully I don't even know if I want this business to be blue. This can be righted later with a motorway, I guess. For that matter, I have a motorway. I could have just motorwayed this. Perhaps I should just motorway that, actually, now that we're thinking of it. That sounds like work. So many things in this life sound difficult, effortful. Let's run this yellow road off this way. Oh, I coughed. Oh, friends, today is that most wonderful and glorious things. It is a day on which I do not have a work assignment. We'll see if that actually holds up, but given that I was on the clock for 14 hours yesterday, I wouldn't mind not being on the clock today. That would be ideal. But we'll see. Let's have ourselves a tunnel. We can now go through rocks. If there's something down here that needs to get over there, we can tunnel it. That'll be fine. Oh, goodness. Oh, aches and pains. So, fun story about my work. There are basically 3 things going on in my life right now. 1, I'm working. 2, I'm building Magic the Gathering decks. And 3, occasionally I sleep, and I think I might still have a cat. That's about it. So, fun story, sort of. Last month, July 2026, was the most driving I have done in a month for my job. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Forever, ever. The previous 2 record holders were each of the last 2 Augusts. So, I'm not exactly expecting a respite, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll get one. Speaking of hopefully we'll get things, hopefully we'll get a... Well, I was going to say hopefully we'll get a bridge, but I'm not passing up a motorway for a bridge. That's just silliness talking. So we'll draw motorway number 1 over here. This, in the fullness of time, will absolutely be a bridge. This is not going to be a motorway forever, but... for right now, at least, it will be fine. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We are going to run these new blues over here. We're going to run them in such a way as to not bulldoze this tree. You're welcome for that, tree. And we're also going to run these blues over here. Samurai Sam has redeemed your minor Mets news of the day. And listen, yesterday was the MLB trade deadline. A lot of shit went down. Let's see if I can find a full and complete. Yes, I can. MLB Trade Rumors has your full and complete trade tracker. All the shit the New York Mets did yesterday. And listen, they did a lot of shit. Let's have doot. Go over to here. All right, so these oranges will support these two orange businesses. That's just totally fine. I guess we can kill motorway number 1 and have this red support that red. That makes a certain amount of sense. Beyond that, wonderful question. Truly, simply a wonderful question to which I presently, unfortunately, do not have an answer. Let's say that, because now we got to figure out a way to support this business. And I don't really know the best way to support this business. So I think what we're going to do in the interim is we're going to create an off-ramp out of this roundabout, and we're going to have motorway number 1 go up this way. There. That seems silly, if nothing else. Always a little bit humorous when you get a motorway off-ramp out of a roundabout, but hey. So these reds will come through here. They'll go into the roundabout. Render unto me a bridge. Thank you very much. You will go up this way. We can put a traffic light here. This is a PCTL. So yeah, you come out here, you hit the motorway, you go up this way, northern entrance of this plaza, or you just go right over here to shop right there. Should be fine. Ow. Itchy, scratchy ankle. My ankle itches. I'ma scratch it with my toenail. That's why God invented toenails, don't you know? To scratch your itchy ankles. Anyway, so the Mets did a whole bunch of stuff. They traded Clay Holmes and Tyrone Taylor for Jefferson Rojas. He's apparently a good prospect. They traded Luke Weaver to the Pirates for Sammy Stafura, who has a wonderful name. He just, apparently can't hit, which is a problem. Listen, if a guy who plays baseball for a living is going to have one skill, that skill should probably ought to be whacking the ball with a stick reliably, and it appears as though he lacks that. Mr. Stafura subscribes to the, well, if I hit it, it'll go real far school of thought, which is great if you hit it, but he doesn't hit it. So this is a problem. On the other hand, he's, young and the coaches exist, so who knows? Maybe the Mets will turn him into something who hits more than 74% of the balls that are thrown in the strike zone that he swings at high A. Yeah, 74% zone contact rate at high A is not good. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine, probably. They got Luke Gabrish and John Spikerman from the Phillies for Brooks Raley. And listen, I don't know anything about anything when it comes to Luke Gabrish and John Spikerman. But I do know that John Spikerman's name is John Spikerman, and therefore, he's my new favorite baseball player. Come on now. That's amazing. They got Gabe Davis and Zach Franklin from the White Sox for Huascar Brazaban. Gabe Davis and Zach Franklin are the whitest names in the history of the world. Baseball prospects, man. Baseball players in general, as a group of humans, just have wonderful names. There's a couple in this one. They traded Freddie Peralta to the Rays for Aiden Smith, Emilian Petre, and Gary Gill Hill. I'm sorry. Gary Gill Hill? 10 out of 10. No notes. Oh, God. All right. This red business over here will mooch off the ass end of this motorway. These 4 red houses are being pulled a little too thinly, perhaps. Here, let's make them 5 red houses. That'll make it a little bit better. That'll solve all the problems, right? Speaking of solving all the problems, we kind of need a roundabout over here. Like, a roundabout would go down real smooth right now, and anything else would just be odd. Oh, look. Oddities. All right, let's take a motorway. Ow. Now my forehead itches. Oh, it's almost as if I'm sweaty and blah. Everything about me is itchy and gross. Oh, wait, that's true. Everything about me is itchy and gross. Fuck. Where the hell do I get the nerve? I do have a traffic light. Yeah, a traffic light here wouldn't help. You know, you don't want to create a four-way intersection with a traffic light. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, I would need a bridge to do that. All right, fine. I had an idea, and then I realized I would need a bridge to do it, so I said, fuck that. Instead, we're going to do this. And we're just going to do long and stupid loopy bullshit. Here. Let's do some long, stupid loopy bullshit. So these three, zoop over that away. We'll use a bridge instead of a motorway. Because why not? Ow. Motorways remain more versatile and flexible than bridges. And therefore, they should be saved for when they're needed. All right, fine. This is another fullness of time you see the obvious fix kind of situation. In the fullness of time, we're putting a roundabout here. That's just a thing that is happening. I guarantee that. And yet, are traffic lights exclusively only good when you have a road diagonally going into another road? I think so. I think traffic lights are only valuable when you can create the platonic ideal of a traffic light. Like this right here. I think if you have to make an intersection, like, all right, let's just pause and talk theory for a second. If we were to do something like this, right? You take these three here, you go up this way and off that way, and you create this intersection right here. If I slap a traffic light right here, these guys are going to get slowed down, and then these guys are going to get slowed down, and then these guys are going to... It's just going to be alternating slowdowns, right? I think, honestly, this without a traffic light is better than this with a traffic light. Like, you create that traditional four-way intersection. If you're going to do that, don't put a traffic light there. I think just having the traffic light will slow down traffic more than not doing it. Whereas this traffic light is the one that works. It stays green the most often. It keeps traffic flowing the fastest. I think this style of traffic light is basically the only one that's actually good. But that's me. And I could be wrong about stuff. You, after all, Sam, are better at this game than I am. So why am I coaching you on theory? That seems like a bad idea. Oh, God. All right. Speaking of things that seem like bad ideas, let's figure out what the fuck we're doing over here. So we've got this blue business right here. Not doing that. Do you just not use traffic lights? Because that may be the answer. That may just be the answer. You come down here via motorway number 3, and then we got to get oranges over to here. And I think the way we're going to do that is recognize the existence of this house. I guess we could recognize the existence of that house. Yeah, we should probably recognize the existence of that house. All right, here, you take motorway number 4, and hopefully you get a friend over here. If you get a friend over here, that'll be something. Not necessarily anything good, but, you know, who needs good things, really, when you think about it? Good people. Pfft, good people. Who cares about them? All right, where was I going? Fuck me, dude. What is this? What is this? Why are you... What is this? How have you... I'm annoyed. All right, let's take another bridge and figure out what the hell we're doing with this, I guess. God. Well, Well, traffic light, a car wouldn't stop at an unmarked intersection. It would slow down, but it wouldn't stop. A car comes to a red light, it's gonna stop. Car goes through an unmarked intersection, it's gonna keep going unless there's a car blocking it. It's gonna slow down a little bit, but it's gonna keep going. Good morning, Peter S. Let's see. I guess, what can we do here? What can we do here? That's a wonderful question to which I presently do not have an answer. Let's extend this orange down this way, and then this road that way. Yeah, that's gonna go down nice and smooth. That's gonna be a-okay, I guess. Yeah, let's pretend that that's gonna work. I think that's gonna work. All right. Hi there, fellas. This is actually fine, because what we can do is make a terrible hairpin turn right there to free up this area to get over here. That's actually fine. And then this goes over here. You two go that way. See, that's completely and totally fine. These reds here can dive off that way. Okay. You repositionate yourself up here for the four of you. Give me a bridge. This'll be fine. This red business here is completely and totally fucked, by the way. Actually, this red business is fine, but everything going to it is bad. I think everything going to it is just bad. Also, wait, hold on. Why are oranges going this way? Why are oranges going this way? Hold on. Oh, shiitake mushrooms. So, this motorway brings orange cars here, and then they cut through here, and then they get into the roundabout, and then they come back over here, and then they hit... Oh, everything's connected. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad. That's not what you want. Oh, well. Here come a bunch of orange cars to sustain this business for a moment. It's going to be a short and painful moment, but, you know, a short and painful moment is the title of the episode. Oh boy. I just got an email from work that begins, "Unfortunately, we have encountered a critical issue." Okay. Oh, okay. That ongoing thing is, okay. We've had an ongoing problem, which is a problem, but is also the most boring thing in the world to explain to people. So, suffice it to say that they've realized, oh shit, that's fucked, and they're fixing it. Which, listen, that's good. It's good that they're fixing something now that they realize it's fucked. But it is unfortunate that this thing we had been using is now fucked. Let's see here. We're just leaning really, really hard into the terrible bullshit nonsense. Although, I think maybe not as hard. I was going to do some truly terrible bullshit nonsense with this white business, and now I'm just not going to. Instead, we're going to draw this rather stupid road. I had a horrendous idea. It was going to be amazing. Speaking of things that were going to be amazing, I was going to remember that this business existed, and then I didn't. So, I've got that going for me. What in the ever-loving hell am I gonna do to get orange fucks over this way? That is a good question. All right. You know what? Actually, give me this tunnel back. I need it. I didn't think I did, but it turns out I do. So I need this tunnel back. For you see, here's what we're gonna do. You know how oranges are already coming into this roundabout? What if we lean into that? What if we just accept that as reality and draw this? Now, this is a situation where if I could erase every single road here and start from scratch with the houses and businesses in position of where they are, I would probably wind up with a better solution than what is currently developed here. But if I tried doing that, 7 things would die. Like, this orange would die, this orange would die, all 4 of these oranges would die, and also 3 unrelated businesses would die. Not even counting this blue which just came into existence. This blue which just came into existence as I was starting that sentence would absolutely die, as would 85 other things, including this orange, which just died. It also would have died. 855 commuters over not even a nice number of days. We threaded the needle between 2 funny numbers. Between 2 funny numbers is now the title of the number. Title of the episode, not even the title of the numbers. I'm sad. Bottom 40%, it is a bad score. I did bad. Drop those samurai slams in the chat if you've got them. Where the hell is my Wordle? So your minor Mets news of the day is they traded a whole bunch of dudes for a whole bunch of prospects. And listen, some of the prospects they got are apparently good prospects. Some of the dudes they traded fucking suck. Like, they traded AJ Minter for some guy you've never heard of and Benny Agbayani's kid. Does it matter that the guy you've never heard of and Benny Agbayani's kid aren't actually good at baseball? Not really. They traded AJ Minter, a basically washed left-handed reliever signed through the end of this doomed and lost season. They weren't going to get any value out of AJ Minter. Maybe there's a chance they get value out of Benny Agbayani's kid. Sad. Meanwhile, as the Wordle today is Olive, the Dodgers traded for Tarek Skubal. Good for them. Listen, the Dodgers could use a starting pitcher. They have injuries in their rotation. Fucking Blake Snell's thrown like 4 innings this year. Tyler Glasnow might or might not exist at present. Shohei Ohtani is apparently held together with bubblegum and duct tape. So, go get a starting pitcher. And the Dodgers had like 5 of the top 30 prospects in all of baseball, and they were all outfielders. Now that's kind of okay if you're just starting a baseball team, but the Dodgers aren't starting a baseball team. They have fucking Andy Pages in center field, who's also very good and very young, and they can have him forever. They have Kyle Tucker in one of the corner outfield spots, who's allegedly still very good and also signed for quite a while and making a fuckload of money. And they have Mookie Betts, who signed for like the rest of eternity as their starting shortstop. And listen, Mookie Betts has turned himself into a very good shortstop, but how long do we think that's gonna last? My point is that they only have so many theoretically available outfield spots over the next, say, half decade or so. And if you have 5 really good outfield prospects and no place to put them, you could do worse than trading the worst one of them. And listen, Zaire Hope is another one of those, man, he hits the ball real far. Too bad he never fucking hits the ball. he's another one of those guys. So listen, if Zaire Hope ever fucking hits the ball enough, he's going to hit it real far. He's just, probably not actually going to hit the ball enough. This is a problem. But if he does, great. The Tigers got Zaire Hope, who could theoretically be really good, and River Ryan, who's pretty damn good, for 3 months of Tarek Skubal. Now, granted, the Tigers are in a playoff spot, and they're owned by a pizza billionaire, so they should probably have just fucking signed Tarek Skubal, but God bless you, Peter S. You're just over here solving the fucking puzzle while I'm ranting about baseball. All right, it could be toxic. It could absolutely be toxic. There's nothing saying it's not, other than our recently discovered knowledge that it is not. And that also eliminates radio and nitro, so it can't be any of those things. But, no, it can't be patio. That's not where the O goes, Goog. It's green now. It can't be topic for a very many good reasons. We already had one Britney Spears song. That's probably true. Do you think I actually pay attention to Sometimes I pay attention when I don't like the song. Speaking of which, hello, Easy Living by Clifford Brown. I'm sure you're a wonderfully beloved jazz standard or something, but get the fuck off my Gimme playlist. Thanks. I'd much rather listen to Melancholy I don't know, man. We have a certain vibe we're going for. That's the vibe. Let's see here. The fuck is this word? Also, listen, the Tigers should have just re-signed Tarek Skubal. But, on a certain level, it takes two to tango. And the Tigers have won exactly fuck and shit since Tarek Skubal has been in the major leagues, whereas the Dodgers have won 3 World Series, including the last 2. And they play in Los Angeles, California, and they treat their players real well. Like, even not just the money, just the off-field perks. They treat their guys real well. And they also have literally the greatest baseball player of any of our lifetimes. Yeah, he's good. He's a draw. People want to play with him. Some people want to play against him and try to beat him, and listen, that's good too. But a lot of other guys would just be like, I'll take a bunch of money to play in Los Angeles, California with Shohei Ohtani. I guess. Twist my arm, why don't you? So maybe Tarek Skubal just wasn't going to re-sign with the Detroit Tigers. They still maybe should have kept Tarek Skubal and tried to get a couple guys and make a playoff run, but, maybe Zaire Hope's good. Zaire Hope might be good. Like 3 years ago, my friend Jared, who's one of the smartest baseball prospect Noe guys in the industry, was like, hey, this guy you've never heard of named Zaire Hope. In about 5 years, he's going to be really good. And here we are 3 years later, and Zaire Hope still might be really good in 2 years. Yeah. I think that's his title. He's the senior baseball prospect Noe guy at Baseball Prospectus. That's a website full of baseball prospect Noe guys. Oh, God. Okay. The fuck is this word? Motif? It could be motif. That's a hell of a pull if it's right. That's a hell of a pull! 'Cause it's right! I got the word. Thank you for your help, Peter S. Oh, Lord, I love this show. I hate that I can't do this show as often as I want to do this show, which is most, not all days. Most, not all days. I enjoy doing this show very much. Is he going to change his name to Democratic Republic of the Congo Hope? Probably not. No guarantees about that. He spells it differently. It's like Zyhir, but no. All right, let's do some time guessing. Hey, look, Auckland. I have a thought. Perhaps we're in Auckland. Wait, I figured out how to do comedy zooms for once in my life. Let's celebrate by going to Auckland. I'm doing it one more time and then I'll make a guess. Auckland. All right. So this is a very late 50s, early 60s, well, maybe a little bit more 60s than I was originally giving it credit for. We're at a mall in Auckland in 19 Don't Move the Thing. I kind of like 19 Don't Move the Thing. Might be a little ambitious with this guy. Maybe I should irk the thing a little bit to the right. Yeah, let's ooch the thing just a little tiny bit to the right. All right, give me Auckland. Hello, Auckland. Do you have a mall in you? Do you have like a painfully obvious shopping mall? No, but you do have a Woolworths. Good enough. We're at a Woolworths in Auckland. TIL Woolworths still exists. It's awfully centrist of me, of just saying that I should ooch the thing a little bit to the right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That is very centrist of me. We're in Auckland, New Zealand in 1964. It was 1971. I'm taking away the lesson that the Democratic Party takes from every election. I should have gone further to the right. Ah! Decent score. Next round. Hi there. What do you say? You say Vilni a hedvabi. Okay. Will Vilni your hedvabi, I guess. Na pricape stare restoprana. Okay. Don't put an Italian accent on that, Goog. It's probably Russian. Might not be, but it could be. Erg. Yeah. Doesn't seem like the worst guess. Although, wait, hold on. Let's apply some rules of thumb here. So we got this language, right? This looks like it could be Russian. But you know what we don't see is any of the different lettering of such that gives it away as being painfully obviously Cyrillic text. And if a language looks like it could be Russian, but it doesn't actually use Cyrillic text, it's probably Polish. That's a rule of thumb we've gone with before and not been burned by much. Let's go with that and possibly not be burned by it. So we're in theoretical Warsaw, Poland in, I don't know, the 30s, 40s? That seems plausible. Got a whole bunch of folk here wearing clothes. This guy looks like he just teleported here from a music video, but that's beside the point. Spotify, are you playing music right now? There's apparently 10 seconds of silence at the end of this song that we're... No, well, it changed. It just changed before I could... Fine. All right. We're in Warsaw, Poland in 1950... Yeah? I kind of like 1950, yeah, actually. Sure. We are in Warsaw, Poland in 1950, yeah. Turns out it was Prague in 1960. Okay. That's not horribly wrong. It's a little bit wrong. It's a fair bit wrong, actually. But anyway. Dear God, what language is that? Is that Greek? I think that's Greek. Oh, that's exceedingly Greek. Okay. All right, so this is Greek, which presumably means we're in Greece. I feel like that's a fair assumption based on the Greek of it all. But we also have the Toast Club, which is either a drinking society or some bread fans. One of those. We've got Kodak cameras and boat tickets. And man, there's an awful lot of photography going on in this part of the world. Like, there's just so much camera shit happening. Maybe this is just like the one big camera shit store in all of Greece, but if you're in Greece and you need camera shit, go back in time to 1981 when this photograph was taken. Yeah, sure. All right, we're on an island of some sort in Greece, and by an island of some sort, I just mean This feels very watery. Like we're right on the coast here. The coast of what? Wonderful question. And that's a problem because Greece is like 90% coast. There's an awful lot of coast happening here. We're going to say we're down this way. We are in Piraeus, Greece in 1981. That seems feasible. It was 1991, and it's the Greek island of Santorini. Okay, fine. There's a lot of, like, general right in the ballpark today, and none actually being good and correct about stuff. I want to be more good and correct about stuff. So your professor defends democracy. That's good. What is my professor defends? Great. Awesome. If I was a person who recognized flags, this would be a hell of a hint, but I'm not. Valorização profissional, segurança, condições de trabalho. So, valorous professionals pissed off about the conditions and trials. Okay. Good. Sinpe contra a ref. So, my dog is against your ref. Doesn't help. Basta de violencia nas escolas. Shitheads do violence in schools. That's true, they do. Escolas públicas, public schools are juntas. I think this sign might be saying that public schools are juntas, which is a hell of an accusation, if nothing else. Peter S. says this could be Portugal, which, yeah, strikes me as potentially Portuguese. What does your balloon say, my friends? Nothing. For a second, I thought that said Curacao, and then I couldn't. No, it doesn't actually say Curacao. That might be conspiratio. So it might be saying that there's a conspiracy, which would go with the junta thing. Listen, conspiracies and juntas often go hund in hund. Junta's a good fun word that never actually is a thing. What do we have over here? We've got water time. Awesome. All right. We are... Wait. I think that Brazil guess might have been right on. This one is a flag I do recognize. All right. We are in, I don't know, man. Brasilia, Brazil? Sure. We're in Brasilia, Brazil in 20... How old is your phone? Fairly old. That is not a modern phone, check. So, we're in Brasilia, Brazil in 2016? Sure. That seems feasible. It's conceptually possible. Here, let's go right about there. In right about here. It was Sao Paulo, Brazil in 2017. Sad. Next and last. All right, so this is the Diamond Chicago. Does that mean? Oh no, you're Chicago's something. So we're in Chicago. Okay, I thought you might just be a theater showing the play or the musical Chicago, which means you could be fucking anywhere. But no. So you're showing something else starring Edward G. Robinson. Oh God. When was Edward G. Robinson a going concern? Like the 40s, right? This could just be Chicago 1940? Sure. Yeah. This is either immediately pre or post World War II. Let's say post. We are in Chicago, Illinois in 1947. So let's zoom into Chicago. We'll say that we're right about here. 1947. Should have gone pre. 1940. Oh well. Final score, 38,551. Thanks to a lot of in the ballpark, but not right on guesses. Drop yet more slams in the chat. And let us jump over to StatPad. For today's edition of StatPad, we need dingers by an Astros outfielder, a Nationals infielder, and anyone in the AL East, the NL West, and the AL Central. All right. We need dingers by an Astros outfielder over the past 25 years. My first immediate thought is Yordan Alvarez, like 2 years ago, because I think they tried him in a corner outfield spot for a while before realizing, good God, that's a bad idea. Failing that, you're probably looking at a Lance Berkman year. I think maybe a Lance Berkman year gets you there. Lance Berkman or Moises Alou. But let's go with my first thought, which is Yordan Alvarez. Yordan Alvarez 2024? Yordan Alvarez 2024, 35 dingers. Lance Berkman year would have been the correct and better pull, but hey, we'll take it. A dude in the AL East in 2012. 2012, the Red Sox were shit. Because 2012 was the Bobby Valentine year. Which means, the Red Sox were garbage. They missed the playoffs. We're just going to assume that David Ortiz was hurt and bad or something, so we're not going to say David Ortiz, even though it could absolutely be David Ortiz. And if we're not saying David Ortiz, then 2012, I think, is just a little too early to be Orioles Chris Davis. Maybe Mark Teixeira? Mark Teixeira doesn't seem like a terrible pull here. As I recall, 2013 was A-Rod's last year. So 2012 would not have been a good full season for him. It's too late to be Giambi. I think it's too early to be Jose Bautista. Yeah, I think Jose Bautista. I always think of 2015 as Bautista. And I realize he had more than literally one good year, but he also didn't have much more than 5. So I don't know if I want to say 2012 Jose Bautista. I don't know, man. Let's look at Orioles Chris Davis. When were you around? Were you an extant going concern? Yeah, 22. Yeah, okay. Orioles Chris Davis, 2012. 33 dingers. Good job, Goog. Curtis Granderson existed. Okay, fine. Curtis Granderson existed. Edwin Encarnacion had a hell of a year. Bautista's breakout was 2009, and yet, gaze upon this list and realize how he's not on it. He might have had like 30 or something. We need a dude in the NL West in 2022. Isn't 2022 the one year Fernando Tatis Jr. was actually great? I think that was the one year Fernando Tatis Jr. was like fucking amazing. So we're just going to say Fernando Tatis Jr. And he played for that was the year he didn't play. Right. Okay then. That was not the year he was fucking great. 2022 then. The NL West. Could be Mookie Betts. Yeah. Yeah, it could be Mookie Betts. Could be Paul Goldschmidt, but I think this is like getting towards him being washed. Same deal with Nolan Arenado. It could be him, but he's also probably getting towards washed in 2022. Yeah, I think we're going to say Mookie Betts. Marcus Lynn Betts. 2022 had 35 dingers. Good job, Goog. Christian Walker. Had a bunch. Manny Machado. CJ Cron is occasionally decent. Good for him. 2006 in the AL Central. 2006, the Tigers made the World Series. So, is this before they got Miguel Cabrera? No, right? They had Miguel Cabrera in 2006. Didn't they? 2006 was a long-ass time ago, though. Well, let's look. Mikey Cabs was... maybe not. He might have been existent. He was definitely playing baseball, but he might have still been a Marlin. If it's not going to be Miguel Cabrera 2006, could be James Howard Thom. Wasn't he a big deal on like the 2005 World Series champion Chicago White Sox? Should I potentially just take someone from the 2005 World Series champion Chicago White Sox on the off chance that they were still good literally one baseball season later? It does stand to reason. Could be Paul Konerko. How do I feel about 2006 Paul Konerko? I don't necessarily hate that. 2006 Paul Konerko would have been right smack dab in the middle of the prime of his career. Oh, this is going to be a shame. Nope, it's a good guess. 2006 Paul Konerko, 35 homers. James Howard Thom would have been a better pull, however. Sad. Sadness and failure. Oh well. Jermaine Dye, Pronk. Could have gone with Pronk. But, yeah, should have gotten James Howard Thom. Oh well. We need a Nationals infielder over the last 25 years. 25 years. They had Adam Dunn. He probably played some first base for them. That would make him an infielder. And it would make him good. But was he ever good on the Nats? I think his best years were on the Reds. Yeah, I've successfully talked myself out of this. When was Anthony Rendon good? Because I think good Anthony Rendon is just the answer to this question. It's either good Anthony Rendon or good Ryan Zimmerman. Good Ryan Zimmerman doesn't strike me as a massive dingers guy. I recall him as more of a, not like an all-round player because he couldn't run for shit, but he was like a take some walks, hit some doubles, hit like 20, maybe 30 dingers. Like superstar player, tremendous dude at his peak, but not the massive lead the league in dingers guy, which for some reason I think Anthony Rendon was when he was good, and then he pretty much immediately, like these two events were very closely correlated. He got his bag from the Angels and turned into a pile of constantly injured, doesn't want to play baseball guy. Which, listen, if I was constantly injured and set for life, I might be good with the whole baseball thing too. So, the Nats won the World Series in 2019. Do we just want to say 2019 Anthony Rendon? Kind of don't hate that, but that also feels a little bit late. Maybe I hedge my bets and say 2017? How do we feel about 2017 Anthony Rendon? Feels like cowardice. Feels like absolute cowardice. Oh, fuck. When did you sign? I think it was 2019. I think he was with the Nats in 2019. They won the World Series, and then he signed his cowardice is underrated. You're not wrong, Sports Fun. Okay? No, 2019 Anthony Rendon, 98th percentile. Fuck yes. Adam Dunn would have been a better player. Right? The two guys that I named before I settled on Anthony Rendon would have been better pulls. But still, beat 78.5% of other scores, including Samurai Sam's. So we dropped those GGs in the chat. These are the good things we like to see. Would have been nice to get like a Galaxy Brain Purple in here, but we will take 3 golds and 2 blues. Good job, Goog. 172 dingers in our 5 things. Folks, that will do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. Theoretically, don't hold me to this. Listen, we talked at brief today about how work schedules are going to work schedule. Theoretically, we'll be back later tonight. Okay? That's the plan. The plan is that we'll be back later tonight and also tomorrow morning and also not Thursday because I have another job. But, theoretically, we'll be back for all of these things. We'll see how that actually works. But until then, this is the end screen. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.